Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake Its Me, and today is the Wednesday check-in. It is May 28th, 2025, and isn't it a time to be alive? If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast that is updated every Thursday. And make sure that you head on over to the blog at www.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog that is updated every so often. And make sure you follow me on all the different social medias and check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations, found at www.cdsthebook.com. So let's get into it, shall we? I am just waking up as per usual, and I'm very groggy right now because I took my medication kind of late last night. I was on a phone call with a friend until about 1:30 in the morning, and I know that if I take my pills much after 11 or 12, that I'm just going to be messed up the whole next morning. And well, that's where I'm at right now. And my voice is very froggy and very just um so instead of sitting here clearing my throat over and over and over and over and over again, you're just gonna have to kind of deal with what is going on. um Yesterday was my first day back at the pool, and that was just really nice. Just getting in the water and swimming and just being free flowing, but my everything hurts this morning. My um my shoulders, my back, my hips, all of it. One of my favorite things to do when I'm swimming is I like to swim along the absolute bottom of the pool. And so our pool only goes down to like 9.5 feet deep. And then it also like incline, it kind of goes like this. So here's the shallow end, and then you could swim off into the deep end, and then uh it goes outwards. So um as I was swimming in that, that's what I like to do is like go from the deep end where I automatically free dive all the way to the bottom, and then I go along the bottom. And I don't know if I'm doing the right kind of movements or whatever for that type of swimming, but it seems to work for me. And until I know better, I can't do better, right? So, anyways, that's been a lot of fun. Just being able to do that again. And I spent probably a good 30 minutes in the shower, just letting the hot water rush over me and just sitting there like, uh, um, so yeah, after that, then, my friend and we went to a thrift store, and, um, I found a few things that I wanted for my emergency supply kit. And, sorry if like the passing traffic is super loud this morning. Um, it was stuffy in my living room this morning, so I opened up the window. Hopefully, it doesn't come across too horribly. But yeah, after the thrift store, we went to Safeway, and um, she likes taking me to Safeway because I'm really quick with finding coupons and just helping her save money and stuff. So yesterday, before the coupons kicked in, her bill was almost $100, and by the time the coupons behind, once the coupons hit, it dropped it from 96.24 or some fraction all the way down to like $40.15 or something like that. And she's all, this is why I love taking you, because it helps me save money. I'm like, well, you're welcome. And I said, we have 311 points to spend on gas. So let's go get you gas. And she's like, no, honey, you use that money for yourself, or use your points for yourself. I'm just thinking, like, I don't know when the next time it is I'm going to be in town driving my car that I'm going to have get gas money. But whatever. And our gas prices are going up right now. They went from $3.85 all the way up to $4.29 as of last night. I have no idea how much they are this morning. So, yeah, kind of pissed about that, but oh well, what do you do, right? And talking about being pissed about things, I made a video about this not too long ago, but like, people just really be out here getting pissed off and angry and having to fight for their lives in the comment section of like posts, and they will be so like righteously wrong, yet make you try to like prove their point when their point is not even in the same room as us. And it's just like, why? Now, you guys know that I am always like boasting and supportive of the LGBTQIA plus community. And I don't give a damn what your personal thoughts and feelings are on trans people being able to use the restroom, or them being able to play sports, or whatever else. Okay? Yes, biologically born men have muscle groups that biologically born women do not have. However, depending on when they began to transition, and if they were taking hormone blockers and estrogen and things like that when they were young enough, even though they have that extra set of muscle groups, it's still going to be severely limited by the hormone blockers and by the estrogen and everything else that is being injected into them. So recently, one of the towns in my area decided, in their infinite stupidity, that they were going to follow the federal mandate and not the state mandate, and that they were going to ban and bar all trans athletes. Now, I'm not very well versed on the student population and like how many gay people they have and how many trans people they have, but the fact that it's a small town and it's the only school in the area that is going with federal mandate versus state mandate, just, that right there pisses me off all by itself. But the group of education board for this particular school is comprised of a bunch of like Republicans, and that these Republican people are also looking at news articles and things that are really not news. Anyways, I don't like getting into politics and stuff, but the the fact of the matter remains, we have a small community of people, and this bill further ostracizes and divides that marginalized group even further. And I think that it's bullshit. Like 100%, it's absolute bullshit. Like, I need that little bullshit kid in the car. Is bullshit? Bullshit. So there's that. So I've been arguing back and forth with people over that, and got to the point where I was just like, you know what? Gotta stay up out the comment section. Say what you gotta say. Bounce. And the other thing is that they want to create paid parking downtown. And I don't believe that the residents who pay taxes, who pay city taxes, who pay like the exorbitant rates should have to pay to utilize their backyard. And so that was a whole like issue of yelling, screaming, and the whole 9 yards, because people are like, well, it's private property, so they could do whatever they want with it. No. Once it became paid parking, it is no longer private property. It now is a business. And as a business, that means that it has to abide by the state, the county, and the city laws and rules. If it was if it was just a parking space next to the building, then that was private parking. But, the fact of the matter is that this firm from California has come into our town, bought an entire shopping plaza, is going to be displacing businesses that have been in that shopping plaza for the last 50, 60 years, and is now owning 2 separate parking spaces, both of which serves the entirety of the downtown as parking. So then you have those people on there that's just like, well, it's not that much money. It's not that much money. You can afford to pay XYZ. And it's like, I could afford to pay XYZ, but why should I have to pay XYZ when this has always been a perk from living within the community, that we had this available to us? And what about those people who have mobility issues? What about those people who are on fixed incomes? Fine. You want to make money from it. We need to turn around and have options available for those persons who have fixed incomes, for those persons who are mobily challenged. And, you know, some people said, oh, well, if you go into one of the stores and you buy something, they'll validate your parking for up to 1 hour. Okay, great. That's awesome that you'll validate my parking for 1 hour, but does that then mean I have to walk back to my car to validate the parking or whatever? Like, it's stupid. It's asinine, and it's something that the community did not need as an additional hardship. So arguing with all those people and making the point that this is why we do not sell to investment firms. This is why we do not sell to outside corporations or outside people that want to come into our little tourist towns, buy up our real estate, and drive the locals out. Like, no. So, yeah, dealing with all that. So that's been my last 72 hours, is dealing with those stupid assholes in that regard, and just trying to stand up for the trans community, especially since they are being so hunted right now by just different bullshit laws that Congress and everyone else is passing. And I'm like, no, we don't have to follow those rules, laws, and regulations. Like, if we stood together and said, absolutely no, this is not happening, we would, what are they going to do? They can't arrest everyone. They can't enforce laws that no one else is going to follow. Like, it's kind of laughable, actually, to think that that is something that will happen. And, one of my suggestions was that, okay, fine, have your paid parking, but then have an additional placard or something for the people who live here and work here. And if money has to be exchanged at all, then add an additional $10 or $15 to our motor vehicle tabs, so we can get a placard that when we hang it, it automatically exempts us from being ticketed for parking. So, and everyone's like, oh, no, not a new tax, not a new whatever. I'm like, listen, I would rather pay an extra $10 or $15 every month, or every year, I should say, not even every month, but every year, I would rather pay that stupid fee than have to pay for a discovery pass, which allows you to go into the forest. Like, you can't go onto these nature trails. You need to have a discovery pass. Like, fuck you. You're not going to, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting way off topic. So, anyways, what else is going on? Oh, so over the last few days, I have watched the movie Sinners, which was visually stunning. The overall story plot line was, for me, was about middle of the road. But I loved the story that was being told. I liked the idea that it was set in the 1930s, and that it was just dealing with the KKK, vampires, and the pursuit of the American dream. Like, it was all these different facets, and kind of like a brothers and sisters stand up and unite type of a movie. And but really good, really good. And I need to rewatch it again when I have a clear head about me, so that I could pick up on even more of the subtle nuances of that movie. And then I watched The Incredible Hulk, or Captain America, Brave New World, something like that. And it's the new one with Harrison Ford, and that was pretty freaking amazing. It follows the Ed Norton Incredible Hulk storyline instead of the Mark Ruffalo. So that's going to be kind of interesting on how they. It was interesting on how they blended the two together. And then I watched Thunderbolts, which is being touted as the new Avengers, and I'm like, no, not really, because Thunderbolts were someone completely different and were from the moon, not just ragtag heroes and heroines. Um, so that was pretty interesting, and the end credit for that one was the beginning of the Fantastic Four. So I'm feeling pretty confident and caught up with all of my Marvel geekery right now. So it should. I'm kind of looking forward to the Fantastic Four, but at the same time, I'm not. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go because I'm having a hard time staying awake and focusing, and I have some work that I need to get done. So trying to focus my attention between the two is not working out for me. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. What movie are you excited for this summer? There we are. What movie are you excited to see that's coming out this summer? So leave that information down below, and yeah, I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. Boop.